What a great turnout in spite of the cool weather. You know, I was kidding Dwight that I said, Dwight, we've got to make sure we put on a good show. And he thought I said snow. And so some of you drove through that, I know, coming up here. But boy, this turnout is indicative of just how important this dream that's being realized is to the people of Fentress County. And so thank you so much for joining us today for this groundbreaking of the Fentress County Higher Education Center. I think that in itself deserves a round of applause. Now, for those of you who have not had the opportunity to meet, I'm Chris Whaley. I'm very blessed to serve as the president of Roane State Community College, and we're just excited to see all of you here today. My job, and along with Dwight, is to make sure that we are very quick and that we get to the shovels and that we get back somewhere warm. So we understand the mission. So at this time, let me turn it over to Dwight.
Well, good morning. Tams and I always plan top coat events when we have. Thank you, Tams. But I'm Dwight Murphy. I'm the president of TCAT Oneida, Huntsville. Such a privilege to be here. We've been trying to get here for about 18, 19 years I've been working, so it's through the efforts here. We're glad you're here. Welcome everybody. Hope you have a good time. And we'll, Chris?
Yes, thank you. So we're going to say thank you a lot and often and throughout this very brief program, and I hope that you understand the heart that comes from. This occasion that brings us today, the tremendous effort that it has taken to get to this point, the collaboration that it has taken to get to this ceremony that is marking this significant milestone for Roane State, for TCAT Oneida, and for Fentress County, representing this brand new story of this journey toward progress and growth for all the citizens of this wonderful county. And folks, we are just beginning. Today marks only the beginning. So for the journey to begin, obviously, it could not have happened without the involvement of so many people, local, government, business, and industry. This campus would not be here without you. And unfortunately, again, for time and for a lot of other reasons, we apologize that we're not going to get to call every name out, but I hope to personally get to thank each and every one of you and for the organizations that you represent. You have been with us every step of the way, and we are so grateful to you, as are our students.
In 2022, Governor Lee and the Tennessee General Assembly set aside $25 million toward a 49,000 square foot facility. House Roane State and TCAT Oneida here. Roane State will have science labs, a paramedic program, and TCAT programs will be LPN, CNA, EMT, automotive, diesel, building, construction, and manufacturing. With their combined programs, both Roane State and TCAT Oneida will anticipate educating about 700 students each year at this new facility. We want to thank Governor Lee and the Tennessee General Assembly, Tennessee Board of Regents for your support. And I got to tell you, Christmas Eve, not this past, but the Christmas Eve before, I was sitting with my family and I get a call from Senator Yeager. And Senator Yeager gave me the best Christmas present I've ever had. He said, the governor says you're going to get your building in Roane State in Fentress County. Senator, thank you.
All right, so again, all of you are our special guests. We're going to call out some names. We apologize if we miss some. We'll try to rectify that. You'll have me introducing some. Dwight will be introducing some. Jimmy Johnson, Mr. Johnson will be later. So let me just start off by thanking. I know that we have obviously Congressman Rose here, sir. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. If we could hold our applause to the end, just for the sake of time. I understand that we were going to have representatives from Senator Blackburn and Senator Haggerty's office. Caleb or Tanner here? Okay, very good. Thank you so much for being here today. We have many county commissioners, city council members, members of the judiciary, members of the school system and the school board. We have Alan Hill and Aaron Grohl, the architects for Upland Design. Where are you, gentlemen? Thank you so much. We have Frank Rothermel, the president of Denark. Where are you? Right here. Thank you, sir. We have so many folks from the Roane State Foundation. We have Philip Hall, and as I call your name, the foundation members either stand or raise your hand. Philip Hall, Bryant Johnson, Paul Phillips, Mike Swain, Mike Baker, his wife Cindy are all here. Philip, by the way, has been gracious enough to temporarily house us as we've grown our programs at Roane State. We've outgrown every location that we've had, and so we are currently in a wonderful but temporary facility in Clark Range that Philip Hall allows us to occupy. And so, Philip, I lost where you went to. Where are you? Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. We exist up here only because of your generosity, and we appreciate you, friend. We have a number of Roane State folks. I can't call them all out, but we have executive team members. We have site directors. Would all the Roane State folks raise their hands, please? Thank you so much. And all the folks from TCAT Oneida, all of them raise their hands. Thank you so much. We're so honored to have all of you here. We have presidents from other TCATs. I know Cliff Whiteman and Debbie Petrie are here. If I missed anybody, I apologize again. Just trying to thank all of you. So let's get to allowing our folks up here, our dignitaries, to say a couple of words in celebration of today. But that's the theme: to celebrate, to show gratitude, and to look ahead for the great things that are to come. Dwight.
It's my honor today, and it's quite an honor to introduce you, Congressman John Rose. He represents the 6th Congressional District. He's a lifelong Tennessean, and I love it. He's a farmer, and he knows where Fentress County is. We can get a hold of him anytime. Anytime we need him, we can get a hold of him. Of course, he's raised in Calvin County and Smith County. He's first elected, he was first Commissioner of Agriculture, and I love that. And he's been a lifelong passion for farming, rural Tennessee. He recently finished a 12-year stint as a volunteer at Tennessee State Fair Association. So, Congressman, we're glad to have you here today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to join you, and I know there are several that want to speak, so I'll try to be brief. Congratulations to the good people of Fentress County. This is a major step forward, and I know it came not by accident, but because of the intentional efforts of great leaders like County Executive Jimmy Johnson, and the support from Governor Lee that's already been mentioned, but also the work of your representatives in the Tennessee General Assembly. And so congratulations to Senator Yeager, Representative Kiesling, Representative Butler, and your representatives in the past like John Mark Wendell, who've worked tirelessly to advance this objective for Fentress County. As you know, I have deep ties to Fentress County, and as I stand here feeling the morning chill, I'm reminded of my mom, who grew up here in Fentress County, and she always said, "Don't leave home without your coat, John," and advice that is occurring to me as I stand here. But deep ties to this county, and it's an important county to me, deep family connections here. I got my first kiss in Fentress County. Some of you heard me tell that story. So it was my cousin. I was too. Nonetheless, it's a memory that I cherish. So I know we'll hear much more today about how impactful this Center for Higher Education will be, and I'm thankful to Roane State and to the TCAT at Oneida for their leadership as well in helping bring this to life. And it will take this county forward and create opportunities for so many Fentress Countyans and those in the broader region, and we look forward to seeing the impact of this for years to come. Thank you for letting me be part of this event.
Thank you so much, Congressman. We know how busy you are, and we appreciate truly you taking time to be with us this morning. Again, we're going to continue to sort of do introductions as folks are speaking, and now it's my honor to welcome and introduce a couple of folks to you that I just really can't say enough about. The project that is underway, again, Dwight said, many years in the making, a lot of dreaming, a lot of planning that we're right now on the precipice of. But it all has to start somewhere, and we're going to sort of have those things, again, go throughout this brief ceremony. But I want to let you know that as an employee and a proud member of the Tennessee Board of Regents, that for us it really starts at the top. I'm very proud that we're going to be able to share this facility with TCAT Oneida. And that is the vision that the Board of Regents and that the Chancellor have made clear that that's the way things should be. And we're proud to have one of the members of our Board of Regents with us, and she probably doesn't want me to do this. Promised I wouldn't make her talk, but I do want you to join me in welcoming Regent Danny Varlin. She is so special to us. Thank you so much. And the Chancellor, again, has made very clear that one of the main ways that we can serve the people of the counties in which we have our institutions located is to be co-located, for folks not to have to wonder, where do I go for higher education? Where do I go for training? Well, you're going to come to this building. And one of these two fine organizations will provide it, and probably eventually some university partners that we'll have in the building as well. So we want the where part of the question to be taken out of the equation. You come here and you get quality education and workforce training, and that is something that the Chancellor has insisted on, and something that I'm very grateful for. Dr. Tidings, of course, was appointed Chancellor of the Tennessee Board of Regents in 2016. She is the Chief Executive Officer of the board system, managing operations of the system office and providing strategic leadership for all of the institutions in accordance with the board's policies and direction, of course, with state law. She began her career as a professional educator in Georgia until her appointment as president of Athens Technical College, and then in 2015 we were blessed that she came to the great state of Tennessee. And there's a lot more that I could say about her, which she never wants me to read, and so I'll obey that part and not do it. But I will tell you, I challenge you to find anywhere any leader more passionate about the mission of higher education than Flora Tidings, because she knows it's not only about enrollment, although that's important, and she knows it's not only about student success, because obviously that's important, but it's those next steps, the jobs that those graduates get, and the impact that those jobs and that economic development on each of the counties that we serve that is near and dear to her heart. And I'm just so blessed to call her my boss. Would you welcome Chancellor Tidings?
Well, thank you to each and every one of you for being here today for this incredibly special event. We wouldn't be here today without the two gentlemen that I worked with the most on this, that were the impetus behind it, and that is Jimmy Johnson and Senator Yeager. Those are the two men that from day one, I think I went into office, they started talking about the site in Fentress County, and we were going to make that happen. And I got that phone call on Christmas Eve as well, and was so excited to know that the money that the legislators, that our wonderful representatives and senators, had put the money in the budget for this to happen. It is a dream come true, and being here today to break ground, seeing the dream become reality, to know that it is going to be impactful in this community in ways beyond our imaginations is a great day, a wonderful day. I do want to thank Chris and Dwight for the way that they work together. They are a true team. They don't just do that in name only. The two of them look for ways to partner. They look for ways to better opportunities for students in every community that they serve. And so I could not be more thankful for them for doing that. I want to talk for a moment about the great value that Roane State and the TCAT bring to this community. Both have been providing classes and courses in Fentress County for many years. The York Institute is a great example of what TCAT Oneida's farming operations and technology and the welding programs have been doing. Roane State's current campus, as Chris mentioned, down the highway in Clark Range, and the faculty and the staff at both institutions and the great work that they've already been doing. This new 49,000 square foot facility represents a new way of doing business for us, with the community and technical college here together and expanding those operations. It's going to allow Fentress County residents of all ages to earn associate degrees, certificates, and diplomas in a wide variety of academic programs and technical fields right at home. The students that want to continue into the four-year universities, to UT or wherever they might choose to go, this is the great place for them to start, and we have great partnerships with our universities for them to take that next step. This new building will be state-of-the-art, and thanks to the generosity of Fentress County, the land that was donated by Fentress County, the power that was donated by the community, this campus will be big enough for future expansion. So I hope that we are here maybe in 2 more Decembers, breaking ground on our next building. The joint use of this building saves us all money. It saves taxpayers money, it saves students money, and a multi-use building is our mission. On behalf of the Tennessee Board of Regents, I want to again express my sincere gratitude to every single one of you that helped make it happen. The foundation, the community members, the faculty, the staff, the presidents, and every single community member. I look forward to coming back when we are cutting the ribbon on the building and enjoying the warmth during the time that we will be doing that. But it is now my great honor to introduce one of the best friends that the Tennessee Board of Regents has, and that is Senator Yeager. He has been an incredible supporter of our system, of our students, and our mission. He takes time to ask, what do you need for me to be doing? How do we need to look at this opportunity for students? He truly, truly cares about every person within not just the communities that he serves, but the entire state of Tennessee. One of the best people I have ever met in my entire life, and somebody that I truly call a great friend, Senator Yeager.
You know this will be a short talk because I've taken my top coat off. Thank you for letting me come. I've looked forward to this day for a long time. And I thought I'd maybe give a brief history of how we got here today. It started, and I lose track of the time, about 4 years ago. I'd had a concern that Roane State just needed a permanent home. So I met with a group of community leaders over lunch. Some of you in this audience were there that day. We had lunch to talk about finding a permanent home for Roane State. But I came away from that by listening to the people in that room. It wasn't just Roane State, it was the Technology Center too. And so I came away with the idea that we need to have a facility that will co-locate Roane State and TCAT Oneida Huntsville. I met with Dr. Whaley and his staff, his executive leadership staff, to discuss this. And we, after looking at all the plans, and we finally got to the nitty-gritty. Well, how much is this going to cost? And you kind of pause for a minute, Chris. There he is over there, Chris. Go ahead, gulp. I think to build it and furnish it, we'll need $25 million. And I said, all right. And I leave the room, whoa, what did I just promise? I sit down with Dr. Whaley and President Murphy, and I came up with some statistics I could use, and I sit down and wrote Governor Lee a letter. Truly a heartfelt letter. I worked long and hard on it. My secretary didn't write that letter for me. I wrote it myself, 2 or 3 drafts, because I wanted Governor Lee to know how important this facility would be to the future growth of this county by preparing our students adequately, giving them an opportunity that they might not have. So I wrote the letter, then I went to see him. This was in August of whatever year it was, about 4 years ago. So I'm down on the golf course at Jekyll Island, Georgia, and it's right before Christmas, and I get a call from the deputy governor of the state, and he says, well, Senator Yeager, I believe the governor is going to put the $25 million in the budget. Then when I got up off the ground, I called these two folks. Those were true stories. Hey, I got a Christmas present, Chancellor. You got $25 million. And you're very generous in your words. Thank you very much, Chancellor, but it was a team effort. It started at that luncheon 4 years ago, where the community leaders and we sat down and talked this through and came up with the framework. And I want to thank Governor Bill Lee for listening. He is the one that recommended putting the money in the budget. Without his help, we wouldn't be here. So I want to give Governor Billy heartfelt thanks and the generosity to help Fentress County. But it seems like just yesterday now, and I'm looking forward to coming back and cutting the ribbon. But let me conclude by saying that my philosophy as a senator is I try to find ways to help people. That's what it's all about. We serve, we're in service, we serve the people. And one of the best means for me to serve people is to support institutions of education that will get our citizens educated and get them in a job. And so I have always made it a priority to work with the TBR, community colleges, and our colleges of applied technology. It's just an honor for me to do that. And I'm very grateful for your letting me serve, and I'm just really excited about cutting the ribbon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Senator and Chancellor. Get to the right place in the script here. As we've said, the governor introduces, recommends the budget, and then the General Assembly acts on it. And so it's not only the leadership of Senator Yeager, but also all of the members of the General Assembly, and we are thankful that we have more members of the delegation that represent the fine folks that are in around the service areas of Roane State and TCAT Oneida Huntsville today. And the first of those that I want to bring to the podium is Representative Kelly Kiesling. Representative Kiesling represents District 38, excuse me, how could I forget the great 38? See that all over social media. Has served in the General Assembly since 2011. He's a graduate of Belmont University, and he is the president of Kiesling Insurance. And in addition to his legislative duties, he serves on the board of directors for the Children's Center of the Cumberlands. Again, he's president of Kiesling Insurance and serves as a member of the Chamber of Commerce for the counties in which he serves. And he is another dear friend to the students of Roane State and TCAT Oneida Huntsville. He's one of the most warm, engaging individuals. He's always looking for ways to help our students, to help our institutions. Would you welcome him to the podium, Representative Kiesling?
Oh, may you are a blessing to me, Chris. I appreciate that. And I'm not going to don my coat like Senator Yeager. I'm going to keep it on up here. But anyway, I'll just take a couple of minutes and again say thank you for Senator Yeager. He's a visionary, ladies and gentlemen. He really is. He's truly a visionary, but you also have another visionary. You also have a local visionary, and that's Jimmy Johnson. And along with Jimmy, he has to have assistants too. And right here in row 2, right here to my left, to some of your right and to my left, are the folks that help him carry this county, carry the torch for Fentress County, and that's our county commissioners. And folks, thank you all very much for your service. That's not acknowledged enough, and I want to publicly say that to you, how much I appreciate that. But again, we have a contingency of leaders across our state, and of course local educator leaders here as well. Christy and John, thank you all for being here. John Rose, thank you for your service, sir. And Dwight and Chris, again, my appreciation to you all. It is a great day, and I have I might add that Chris, that to you guys, I'm going to have grandchildren that may be attending right here at this very spot. So I am. We've got 2 of our daughters are Fentress Countyans and their families, so we're looking forward to this again. And yeah, I'm ready to cut the ribbon just as soon as we can get this behind us. So anyway, it is my pleasure also, if I may, shall I introduce? Go ahead. And I would like to bring up now my colleague who serves with me there in the House of Reps, and that is Representative Butler. Butler, Mr. Butler, would you come on up then? And he is, he's doing a great job down there for you. Ed Butler, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Kelly, for the warm introduction. I have two children that are at TCAT right now in Livingston. One working on their LPN will graduate this month, and the other one that will graduate in August with their cosmetology. So I am a very big fan of TCAT and carried legislation for them this year to fix some of the financial aid problems, or they're not necessarily problems, but we've improved it, let me rephrase that. And so I appreciate y'all being here, and leadership matters. Congressman Rose, and one of the things I do want to point out today is the leadership matters, and the reason Tennessee is leading the nation in so many things is because of the leadership. I do want to point out that President Boyd's here, our UT president, so it just shows you that Tennessee is working together in education. It doesn't matter whether it's University of Tennessee or TBR, they're all working for the betterment of Tennesseans, and that is really what's important, is that we're working together for a common goal. We have a lot of our county commissioners sitting up here that Kelly pointed out. That is why Tennessee is leading the nation, because we are working together, pushing the rope up the hill together. And I want to thank the people that have worked so hard, and I do want to mention Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson works very, very hard for this county. He is down in Nashville on a regular basis, working, advocating. My colleagues will attest to that. He is working very hard for Fentress County. And I appreciate the work that Jimmy Johnson and the visionary that Jimmy Johnson is. And many times it takes a local visionary for the folks at the state to get behind and help him push. And we are glad to help push, because Jimmy Johnson has got something else on his mind, and I thank him for that. With that, I'll close, and thank y'all for being here. Thank Tennessee. Thank you.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. We appreciate both of you very, very much. So you've heard a lot now about Mr. Johnson, and so he's the next person I'm going to bring up here. There's things, nothing that I could say up here that you don't already know. But let me tell you what I've learned in working with Jimmy on this project mainly, but others as well. And he is one of the most dedicated, hardworking, and caring public servants that I've ever had the pleasure to meet. This is not for him just some box to check off. His heart and his soul are in this. And I guess that's the best compliment I could try to give you, Jimmy, is that I know how big your heart is, and I know how much you care about this. And again, sir, we are only just beginning. Would you welcome to the podium Jimmy Johnson? Yeah.
Well, they've said about everything I was going to say. but just so you won't forget it, if you go to a social or something that they say and they have food, you go through first. When you go through first, you don't get much food, but if you're at the tail end, you get whatever you want. So that there's basically what I get to say, just basically what I want to. This started, like Senator Garrett did several years ago, but our county lawyer, Ms. Leslie Ledbetter, she says, always told us, she said, documentation and paper trail and documentation. So I've got it right here, Senator. I've got the trail of this started at TCAT, Huntsville, at a luncheon over there with Dr. Murphy at the TCAT in Huntsville, Oneida, on Friday, November 30th, 2018. And after the luncheon, several folks were there from TBR and such, and they asked you, what would you like to see TBR do possibly in your county? And I was the last one to say that, and I said, well, if there's a possibility, we'd like to have something like this there someday, sometime. The next week, that was on December the 4th of 18. I go back into the office, and Miss Amanda Hicks, she said, "You're not going to believe who just called." I said, "Who called?" So they called from the chancellor's office. They want to set up a meeting here with us if we can do it in the county. And I said, "Well, we will. Just call them. We'll look and see on some dates, see what we can do." And then on January the 10th, we had we had the dinner. We sure did. Several people from TBR was there. Clark Range High School, they were there. York Institute was there. People from the outlying TCAT schools was there. Was there. Whitman was there, and the lady from Livingston was there that retired. Myra was there, and we were all there. Senator Yeager, Kelly Keating was there. John Mark couldn't be there, but we were all there, and the Board of Education was there. A lot of their members were there, and and that's how it developed. And then we're just so gracious. But first off, we're going further. As you always want to give God all the glory for this, because if it wasn't for Him, He puts people where they're supposed to be, whatever it is, and that's where we've come to all this. I really truly believe that. But on down the road, we several calls of this. Miss Carol Prier, bless your heart. I've called her so much she finally retired. I believe it. There's just, you have people like that you get acquainted with and you can call and you can talk to, and it's just a blessing. But it's just remarkable that we have something like this. We're going to be able to get something like this. It's just a thought. I can think, maybe this, and sit back and think, well, I wish we had this and that, but it all comes down to what our commission tells me that I can do. I've had 2 great commissions to work with so far, and I've got 2 more years with them, and I don't know what we'll come up with between them, but we asked for something like this, and they're always behind it. The ones that were there. It's just so remarkable. But our county commissioners, Justin Miller, Ben Cooper, Kim Davidson, J.P. Reagan, Benny Hughes, Robert Cooper, Leon Stepp, Lester Gooding, Larry Cooper, Mark Crabtree, Rod Williams, Mickey McDonald, and also Julian Wade Matthews was in on this when we first started all this. Back in after we bought this land, we had intentions for something else, but it didn't work out. We had different things going on in the county, so we said, let's just sit back and wait. Just very fortunate that this happened. And also, behind this also has helped us recognize City Mayor Harvey Stowers and his aldermen, Mr. Charles Cooper and Becky Duncan, Kay Bridges and Sherry Bowden, and all the former aldermen that was there with him also. And they're just a pleasure to work with. I can call Mayor Stowers and say this or that, and we talk, and he's always for anything that can help the county, anything that can help the city. He's been there all the time. And other people, we have Michael Cook with Volunteer Energy. He's here. Then dealt with Fentress Utility District. The people that's going to help do stuff to get things here that we have to have. Mayor Stowers for continuing to be able to furnish the sewer system here, because water comes in this place, water's got to go someplace, and so they're on board with the sewer system, that they're going to have to do an addition to this, and it's thankful that they're there. And before I forget this, my wife Debbie, forgot it on the last thing we did. I forgot that because a lot of times that we were there and gone from home a lot and this and that. But then Miss Christie and her staff, they're just wonderful to work with. All of her folks on the school board there with her. It's just another group to work with, another great work. Miss Christie and her staff, and Seth Vaughn and Nikki Voles, Darlene Brandon, Sierra Koger, Felicia Garrett, William Cody, Eddie Cook, Melissa Brandstetter, Kathy Williams, and Gary Peters. And Gary has worked several years and several times with Mr. Murphy for several years on helping do things with TCAT and stuff here in Fentress County, and he's been a great help in this here too, because back in the day when they first started, a lot of health stuff that they started back then. My county attorney, Miss Leslie Ledbetter, that made sure that when we wrote the check to buy this land, that Tyler could write the check, and it was okay to write a check for this place. Judge Burnett, he's always someone you can call and talk to. And I know people's cold and they don't want to listen to me a whole lot, but because we got some individuals here that we really want to introduce. The next person I want to introduce is, he's been spoke of several times a day, is Harvey Stowers.
I can't follow that. I don't know that many people. I know about a third that many people. But the city is glad to put in. I got a phone call too, but it wasn't no happy one. I was blindsided with about $200,000 worth of sewers that was going to have put in. I know nothing about it. I was just got elected. So the former mayor I said, we ain't budgeted for that. Yes, you are, Jimmy said. Yes, you are. So we started, it wasn't no happy phone call. I wasn't on the golf course. I was on my knees trying to figure out how I was going to do this. I even threatened something about portable johns. See if we could do that. But we're glad to pitch in and do it, and it looks like we're going to be able to do it. We're going to have to do it. And I'm glad that that they picked these little counties, and it's not political. If it had been, it went to Knoxville, Nashville, where all the votes is, instead of this little 12,000 votes. Cities got 900, counties got 12,000. Nashville, Knoxville, they usually get everything that's, so that means the governor and these guys sitting here, they wasn't after votes. They're after friends, and so we appreciate all of them. Appreciate them coming to Fentress County, and Jamestown's going to help what they can. And I'm glad they mentioned Jamestown's name, finally. I sat there for 30 minutes freezing to death, and I never heard Jamestown's name mentioned. I left. And so I was going to do a news report when this was over with, and I was able to say something about Jamestown. And I'm not going to use this for political use, but I may run again in November. So thank you all for showing up.
Thank you, Mayor Stowers. This is just another opportunity. I do have one more thing to say, that it is never a I or a me issue. It's always got to be us, we, they, and them. That's the way it has to be. And you heard me say before, anybody can start here to California, but somebody don't have the filling station out there to help you out a little bit, you're in trouble. But it always has to be like that. You got to depend on other people. When we were running, people would say different things, and I'd say, well, no, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I know sharp people, and there's what's helped me a lot to get along the way and such, and I firmly believe in that. But we have another guest here. I'm pleased to introduce Mr. Randy Boyd. I met him a couple times out and have talked to him on several different occasions. He is the 26th president of University of Tennessee, and he's done a lot more and continues to do so much more great for the state of Tennessee. Randy serves as Chief Executive Office of the statewide university system. The flagship campus in Knoxville includes the Space Institute of Oklahoma and the Statewide Institute of Agriculture. The UT system also includes campuses in Chattanooga, Pulaski, and Martin, Tennessee. The Health Science Center in Memphis and the Institute of Public Services. The UT system also manages Oak Ridge National Laboratory through its UT Battelle partnership. I believe I'm saying that right, hopefully. Where Boyd serves as co-chairman. Through his dedication to improving the lives of others through education after forming Knox Achieves and later Tennessee Achieves to help more high school graduates in Tennessee go to college, he took a leave of absence from his company in 2013 to help Governor Bill Haslam on state drive to 55 workforce development initiative with the goal of equipping 55% of Tennesseans with a college degree or certificate by the year 2025. Drive to 55 includes scholarship programs like the Tennessee Promise and Tennessee Reconnect. Together they have helped 300,000 high school seniors and adults to go to community and technical college tuition free. Randy, the podium's yours, sir. And the
Thank you, Mayor Johnson. I didn't know I was actually supposed to be on the agenda or speaking, so it'll be good news because I don't have much to say other than just I'll hopefully set the record for the shortest talk today. But somebody asked me earlier, like, well, you're from the University of Tennessee, why are you here? Because Mayor Johnson told me to be here. So I've seen that as a trip. The University of Tennessee loves Fentress County. We've got a great extension office here. Later today, the mayor and I are going to go visit the new extension office that we have because of him. We're also going to visit the UT Medical Center emergency room that we have here in Fentress County because of him. So excited to be able to spend the day here. Something Representative Butler mentioned earlier about how we all work together. If you don't know this, but Flora and I, the University of Tennessee, all the TBR community colleges and technical colleges all across the state work hand in glove every day on so many different issues. We are one UT or one Tennessee, and we all work together on so many things. We're proud to be here to help celebrate and with everybody and celebrate this great event for Fentress County. Thank you all.
Okay, we're gonna be quick. As you can see, there's a lot of partnerships been forged. We mentioned a lot of folks. We haven't mentioned a lot of folks because it's cold and we're trying to get done. But I do want to mention one additional person, and that's Arlissa Armstrong. You stand up. She is the state director for USDA, and I've spoke before at places. They said you forgot the folks with the money. She's the folks with the money, and she has funded programs here in Fentress County and Scott County. Director, it's good to have you here. This is a partnership. It's been going a long time. It's been for years, and I see Doug Young. We talked about this 30 years ago, Doug, when you were here. So, again, it's good that you're all here, and we're going to bring to recognize a very honored guest we have with us. That's right.
Yes, all the folks that we have recognized, you've heard us talk a lot about celebration, you've heard us talk a lot about legacy and planning and vision, and all those things are true. Going back to the local meeting that the senator referenced and all that has sprung from that, but I'd like to go back just a little bit further, sort of the genesis of student support for students here in Fentress County. Cheryl Tace is our current campus director here in Fentress County. We're so blessed to have her. Now, before her, we had Tanisha Key, who did a great job. We had Pam May. When Pam May was campus director of Roane State in Fentress County, there were a couple of individuals who came to her and said, we want to support students in Fentress County. And what we mean is any students who can't pay to go to school, we're going to take care of it. We're just going to take care of it, as many of them as there are. And they did that for more years than I can count. And I know she probably doesn't want me to do this, but we could not celebrate today without recognizing that for Roane State at least, our real start in Fentress County goes back to Guy and Claudine Pinkley. These individuals have been so deeply involved in so many activities here in Fentress County because they've understood, and they still understand, the value of education, and they've contributed so much to increase educational opportunities for our youth. Claudine, we are thrilled, dear friend, that you are here with us today. And as you and I talked about before this started, I can imagine Guy looking at this today and the smile that's on his face. God bless you, friend. We're so grateful for you.
Let's give her another standing.
Thank you for that legacy. And opportunities still abound. Again, I've already mentioned our Roane State Foundation members. There are still opportunities to give. There are still opportunities to provide for needs that students have that sometimes make the difference between them getting to attend and not attending. So thank you for all who support this.